Hello, good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I'm Justin Nimergood, your host of the Real Estate Rockstars podcast. I'm so thrilled today to have such a wonderful guest on. We're really blessed and fortunate to have him on. It's Dr. Jacopo Iasiello, who is the founder and CEO of Luxury Wealth Group, specializing in high value real estate investments and exclusive properties over $1 million. With expertise in auctions, short sales, and international property deals, Jacopo has built a career helping clients secure prestigious properties with exceptional returns. Beyond his work in real estate, he's an investor, author of the bestseller Healthy, Rich, and Happy, and a contributor to Forbes Italy's American Now. With a career spanning international business, luxury retail, and real estate across Florida and beyond, Jacopo brings a wealth of experience to the table. Jacopo, welcome to the show.
Justin, thank you to invite me. And first of all, I want to tell you, you are, 100% Italian. Your accent is perfect, for Italian people. I know my accent is not good for American, but it's okay. We working together,
Wonderful. Yeah, actually, believe it or not, I have actually 50% Italian in me. I just don't speak the language fluently, but thank you for that. That was really kind of you.
Yeah, super.
So, Jacopo, tell our listeners out there, I know I just gave you a brief introduction, but like in your own words, tell them a little bit about who you are. Who is Jacopo, right? In your eyes?
Yeah, Justin, if me, not only in my eyes, but in what I create, I am really creative investor and entrepreneur. And, I have Luxury Wealth Group specializing personally in the luxury property for me and for my client. And what's happening, I starting my career like a businessman really from, I possible tell you from really young age. What this means, I already passionate around 7-8 years old to read the book related to people they create beautiful life. For me, beautiful life is mean something where people create, where people from nothing started to build something beautiful. And first of all, first part of my life, I starting to create something through the sport. I want to become professional soccer in Italy. Leave my house at a really young age from 14 years old to almost 18 years old. And my dream finished because I have an injury. From over there, my new life starting with coming create business. And through my determination, my resilience, without any experience, zero knowledge, zero family background related to business, I started to create my chain of jewelry in Italy where I make a multimillion success this company. But before this, nothing's happening like this. The first my shop I opened in the jewelry space where I receive money from the government of Italy is really big failure, where I go to sleep in the second floor of this shop. Because, I make the big mistake. Everybody in business and real estate, they possible make location. Right. I put the business in the wrong location. And after 22 years old, Justin, I started my career in real estate in Italy, in the auction space, where I understand the power related to real estate. Real estate is the unique way, the most important way, the historical way to create wealth. And I am more convinced every day because I create my wealth, my capacity to travel the world and to enjoy different countries through the real estate. And after in 2011, when the market crashed over here, where I am based in Miami, I take one flight from the other part of the world, not speak English, don't have connection, relationship or nothing, to coming over here, starting to invest in real estate, starting to create. I do the opposite. First of all, I invest, and after I becoming broker. And, from over there, I do more than 400 flipping, create my portfolio of cash flow with, 6-figure cash flow. And, I work only personally with client and friend. They have, really high property to working on. Because, I know my attention is related to seller, it's not related to buyer. But, I have other people in my team, they work with the buyer, but, in reality, I'm focusing this aspect,
That's so fascinating, as you said, that you flip-flopped from what the normal person does. And I would argue maybe that's the route that all of us should be going, right? Is finding out how to cash flow something first before getting into the other side of the business. I'm just curious, you know, what sort of epiphany or aha moment did you have that sort of said, okay, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it opposite of the way everyone else does it.
First of all, beautiful because Russell Brunson repeat every time, and I am a marketing person. The haha moment is when you have in your mind the change. And I possibly share with you something. I starting to understand how is powerful real estate at 22 years old. Now I have 41, and what it means this, I understand with 3 or 4 deals in Italy when I starting at 22 years old, I possible make something where really I achiever in business they will make. And over there, I starting to realize my path in my life will be something where I generate money from the business and I put in the business in real estate to generate cash flow. Because what's happening is this one. You have 2 ways to generate money in real estate. One is buy, fix, and resell something.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is create cash flow. Now, why is so important to starting to generate cash flow in your life? Because, for example, like now, in this moment, this is my first moment in the United States from when I am arrived over here, where the market is really slowing down. What this means like now is a flat market. And now I create for myself and the people I love the possibility to keep going with a really nice quality of life because I generate cash flow. Now, why is so important to starting to invest? Because wherever your position, if you are a broker, you are a realtor, or you want to start in something, you have the real estate is the only place where you possible starting from zero to generate money. But it's important to understand that only to be a broker, only be a real estate agent is not enough to have quality of life like the client you want. And you need starting to invest. You need starting to invest. If you put in some deal, small amount of money, like a syndication, like partnership with an investor with experience is so important because give you something important. The capacity in yourself to understand is possible.
That is such great advice, and for all our for all our listeners, subscribers out there, I really hope you're taking feverish notes today because he's absolutely dropping some knowledge on you folks. So thank you for that, Jacopo. So let's pivot for a second. You wrote this book. Tell us about the book. Why is this a must-read book for the market right now?
Yes, first of all, I believe in not what people tell, but what other people tell. What this means, people that endorse this book, they are the high achiever in real estate and one in education company. One is my best friend, owner of Forbes Italy, Danilo Iervolino, is a billionaire. He believes in my book. And other two, they are two, super achiever in real estate. One, Rock Cliff, expert in multifamily. The second one is Brent Gove, who is in XP, his capacity to create a really unique company. And the reason why, because this book is not only related to generate with clear strategy money through real estate, but in what I believe in these three words: healthy, rich, and happy. Means without generate every day your energy, your capacity to create more inside your body, you don't possible achieve nothing. Why? Because if you don't have the energy to focalize, to understand where you need to go, you don't have the strengthness. Now, in this book, I explain and I take information from university. First of all the big achiever with conscious or unconscious, they have some kind of method, bring their mind, their body in one space, the space of flow. And I share what give me for me every day, this energy. And I explain from university aspect. I take this information from university and I apply myself and I understand how they're working perfectly to give me energy. And I create this method called MPBE, meditation, morning, prayer, biohacking, and exercise in the first 6 chapter of the book. The second part is the connection. What I believe in abundance. I believe in abundance external through the internal. What this means, without money, and this is my clear message to everybody listening to this, is not enough. Why? Because whatever you believe, if you believe in God, if you believe you are Muslim, Hindu, whatever you're okay, the divine, whatever you believe in yourself and believe in create more, because when you create more for yourself, you have the capacity to share with other people. If your art is good, you becoming a ripple effect for other human beings. And this is what about this book. And I know 100%, if you read the review in Amazon, you will understand this book is a really changing, not because I wrote, I don't care about my face. It's about the message inside. It's about how I want to contribute. And the base of this book is something unique. I help over here in Miami one association called Hermano de la Calle, where I give some my property for cash flow to them with the less price of the rent, because the rent now is crazy. And all the money from this book, they will go to this association.
Wow, that is amazing, Jacopo. I mean, it's one thing to contribute just in terms of your knowledge. It's another altogether to do so in the way that you're doing. So keep up the great work out there.
Thank you, Justin.
If you don't mind, I see your book in the background. Would you mind just grabbing it, putting it up to the screen so folks can see what kind of cover they're supposed to look for when they look for your book?
Yeah, this one, you see?
Yep, happy, healthy, rich, and happy. And it's got it looks like a picture of, are those some coins stacked?
Yeah,
and then
like
a flower.
Yeah, because and it's step-by-step guide, to create wealth. And why I wanna do this logo. I wanna do this logo because I believe how you see over here, from the money over here, everything is come out. What this means, I believe in how through the money you possible generate life. And this is so important because you have two kind of human being, the theoric human being, the philosophic human being. I have one part in my body of this, and the pragmatic, and I combine the two parts. You need to be philosophic, but in the same time pragmatic. You need to create wealth, internal and after external, because without this, you becoming somebody invisible, because your help is only for one person you touch every day. But if you want to really believe, if you are a believer, you have the energy to impact other people, you need to create wealth, or you need to create some kind of structure, how you do right now with the podcast, or through the book, or through other things, to connect and spread it out your message. And physiologically, after arrive everything in your life,
Wow. Yeah, there's a saying, which I'm sure you've heard, but maybe not, that the saying, money can't buy you happiness. But to be honest, I've never really agreed with that saying. And I think a lot of the people that are, shall I say, enlightened like yourself, they certainly don't believe that. Because listen, money creates currency flow, and currency flow creates energy in certain spaces, like you talked about, right? So I think that is so important for our listeners and subscribers out there. Understand that in some regards, yes, money doesn't equal happiness, but it sure as hell makes it a lot easier to reach happiness, I would say.
Justin, the reality I want to share with you is something. This is my reality. Everybody, we create our reality, okay? Now, if you believe money don't bring you happiness, you will be every time poor. And unfortunately, it's like this. What this means, this, and I want to be strict and clear, money don't buy the emotion, but buy the capacity to give emotion. And if you are somebody nurturing yourself to the emotion, when you give, you have the only possibility to create wealth in your life. And the creation of wealth, I don't want people they do like how I do in my life. I starting to generate wealth through suffering. The opposite is the better, means something. Create some kind of method, some kind of strategy, some kind of the characteristic in your life where every day you do good routine, respect the bad routine, and you will have the energy to go after what you want. Now, remember, if you will want the moon, you need to reach the moon, and probably you arrive less.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important how other big player in the world they do to see the big number, the big achievement, because only like this you stretch it out your mind, you stretch it out the capacity where you need to go.
That is such valuable insight. I mean, you really bring a whole new, I'll say, flair, to the world of real estate and just enlightenment. So we thank you for that, Jacopo. Now we're gonna pivot once more to our final section for the podcast today, and this is where I'm going to ask you a couple really interesting questions, and they're going to make you think. So just honestly share, just naturally. There's no right or wrong answer to these questions. It's just more about like how you approach it. So here we go. The first one, you're 41. So let's say it's your 40th. Let's say it's your 80th birthday. So you're now on the planet for double the time. Who is there? What's going on? Paint us a picture of what's going on at your 80th birthday.
Yeah, the 8 years will be like, first of all, near me, my actual fiance, my angel, what it means, my grandfather, my grandmother, all my family is not anymore in this world because I'm really in love for, my father is my mother. And will be something where I create something unique, something beautiful through the real estate. I will not only create money for me, but I will help through the real estate with my project, how I starting to do now, some unique project where I will make money, but at the same time, I will help people to be on the property where they will be on this property to create the energy. What it means, I believe in the property, the place where we stay inside, not only a place to live and survive, but a place where this place generates for you energy. And I will see really clear big project where I have this property around the world where people they possible live in this property, take energy from the property, from meditation, from biohacking product, from eat correctly food, from AI tell you specific what you need to do during your day, what you need to do with your health and everything, something unique.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an interesting question, right? To make you look ahead. And so on that point, our second question is similar, but it's different, right? So imagine now, Jacopo, it's your last day on earth, right? Let's say we've reached the apocalypse and the world is ending before us, right? You can only preserve 3 items in your time capsule. Okay. What are those items and why?
The items or people?
Well, it could be people. I mean, it could be people, it could be, belongings, it could be memories. I mean, there's really no limits to this question.
Okay, I will be like, because I am believe in the emotion people create in my life, I will do my fiance and my 2 mother and father, and probably I try to stick my nephew.
Just throw him in there too.
I put over there.
That's funny. By the way, I think you're one of the first people that's actually added people to their time capsule. So I think you really are an out of the box thinker, man. That's great. Okay, so last question for you. What is your definition of, obviously this is the Real Estate Rockstars podcast. What's your definition of a real estate rock star?
For me, real estate rockstar is somebody create through the real estate value to other people. What this means is a person or a group of person connect together to create economy for themselves, at the same time add the value to other people through the real estate.
Well said. I agree with you 100% there. All right. Well, listen, folks, we had another wonderful session here today talking to Dr. Jacopo Iasiello. Dr. Jacopo, where can my subscribers, our listeners, and just the general market out there, where can they find and connect with you?
They, possible find them. First of all, I ask to buy the book because it's for something important, and they possible find in Amazon, healthyrichandhappy.com. They possible see the review and understand the book, the value of the book, and they possible find me in Jacopo Iasiello Investor Broker through Instagram, where I share some my thoughts, some good message and energy, because I believe in create energy for me and for other people.
There you have it, folks. Another wonderful episode of the Real Estate Rockstars here with Dr. Jacopo Iasiello today. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you to everybody.